And look, some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, a suggestion: if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way, because we're going to do it. So if we can't get assistance from New York City, and we may have to double the number of agents we send to New York City, because we're going to do the job. We're going to do the job without you or with you.
The political battlefield over immigration enforcement is heating up as President-elect Trump names his new border czar. Democratic governors and mayors across the country have begun mounting their opposition, with some declaring their states will become sanctuaries. The confrontation that's brewing promises to be one of the most significant battles over immigration enforcement in recent American history.
Well, Democrats are already preparing to push back on former President Trump's planned migrant deportation program. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey is already declaring that her state will not comply.
If the Trump administration requests it, would the Massachusetts State Police assist in mass deportations?
No, absolutely not.
The stage is set for a showdown between federal and state authorities, with Tom Homan stepping into the role of border czar amid this growing tension. His appointment comes with a clear mandate and equally clear opposition.
Elect Trump's new cabinet is starting to take shape because overnight, while you were sleeping, he tapped Tom Homan to be his border czar.
Trump saying, quote, "There is nobody better at policing and controlling our borders." Likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin.
For Homan, this position represents far more than a political appointment. His frustration with current border policies has been building, watching what he considers the systematic dismantling of border security measures he helped implement during the previous administration.
Well, look, I've been on this network 4 years, complaining about what this administration did to this border. I've been yelling and screaming about it, telling them what they need to do to fix it. So when the president asked me, "Would you come back and fix it?" Of course I have to. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't.
The weight of experience behind Homan's appointment becomes clear through his extensive career in law enforcement and border security. His perspective has been shaped by decades of firsthand experience with the human cost of border chaos.
Let me tell you why you're angry, because you or no one else in this room has seen what I've seen in my 34 years. You didn't stand in the back of a tractor trailer trying my 19 dead aliens that suffocated to death because the smuggler didn't care, including a 5-year-old boy. What do you think his last 30 minutes were like? I was there. I seen it, I smelled it, I saw it, and I had it.
These harrowing experiences have shaped Homan's approach to border enforcement, leading him to view it as both a security and humanitarian imperative. His emotional testimony before Congress revealed the personal toll of his work.
I've served my country for 34 years, and yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms in back of that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him, because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives.
The crisis at the border, according to Homan, has reached unprecedented levels under the current administration. His assessment of the situation reveals the multifaceted nature of the challenge.
When you have a crisis this big that overwhelms the Border Patrol, where the majority of Border Patrol are no longer on patrol, they're making sandwiches, they're changing diapers, they're making baby formula, they're making hospital runs, they're making airport runs. When you take most of Border Patrol agents off the border to deal with humanitarian crisis, that's when the fentanyl comes across to kill 250,000 Americans.
The scope of the crisis extends far beyond the immediate border area, affecting communities across the nation. Homan points to disturbing statistics that illustrate the nationwide impact.
54% in an Ipsos poll said they want mass deportation. Public opinion has shifted. They stand behind the plan of the Trump administration. Because why? 8 million plus legal immigrants have entered the country. 50,000 pounds of fentanyl since Biden took office. That's enough to kill every man, woman, and child multiple times over in this country.
His approach to sanctuary cities represents a particular point of contention, with Homan promising a more aggressive stance toward jurisdictions that refuse to cooperate with federal authorities.
Well, I think, look, it'd be great to have local law enforcement assist ICE, because, one thing we learned during 9/11 report was we shouldn't have stovepipes. Law enforcement should work with law enforcement. But, there's two things. Number one, under President Trump, he was suing the sanctuary cities, DOJ suing the sanctuary cities, pulling federal funds.
The humanitarian aspect of the crisis remains a central concern for Homan, particularly regarding the exploitation of children.
This administration has lost over 300,000 children that were smuggled in this country by criminal cartels they can't find. That's another priority. We need to save these children, because some of these children are in forced labor, some of these children are in sex trafficking, some of these children are living a life of hell every day.
The enforcement strategy under Homan's leadership will prioritize specific categories of illegal immigrants, with a focus on those who pose the greatest risk to public safety.
President Trump has made it clear. We will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first. If you're in the country illegally, you shouldn't feel comfortable. Absolutely not. I won't feel comfortable if I'm in the country illegally. You shouldn't be comfortable either, because when you enter this country illegally, you have committed a crime. You are a criminal, and you're not off the table.
Despite facing personal threats and opposition, Homan remains committed to his mission.
My family's not at home right now because that's starting, but that's something we're going to deal with. They're not going to bully me away. They're not going to shut me up. They're not going to make me go away. This is the biggest national security vulnerability this nation has seen since 9/11. We have to fix it.
His vision for the future of border security is comprehensive and unapologetic.
To the American people, President Trump is going to secure this border. He's going to save American lives. He's going to, by securing the border, we're going to drop illegal alien crime, which is skyrocketing. Yep. Well, less people are going to die from fentanyl. Less children are going to be sex trafficked. Less women will be sex assaulted on the southern border. The criminal cartels will be put out of business by this president.
The appointment of Tom Homan as border czar marks a decisive shift in America's approach to immigration enforcement. With decades of frontline experience and a resolute commitment to his mission, Homan stands ready to implement what may be the most comprehensive immigration enforcement operation in American history. The battle lines are clearly drawn. On one side, Democratic governors and mayors promising resistance. On the other, a veteran law enforcement officer determined to transform border security regardless of opposition. As the country moves toward this confrontation, one thing becomes clear. The next chapter in America's immigration debate will be defined not by rhetoric, but by action, with Tom Homan leading what he sees as a crucial fight for national security and public safety.